Okay? Okay? Breathe.
Grab the fish. Grab the fish.
You did it, boys. Got black, finally.
Mission accomplished.
This is how you catch the fish of a lifetime. We run offshore to remote zones deep in the Caribbean, and I reflect on recent encounters. These are the moments that make it a dream fish. And they led me to the sketchiest moment I had while spearfishing. This day offshore was gnarly. The real madness was beneath the surface. And that shot was totally my spear gun's fault. But on that hogfish, it was laser accurate. Even a relatively small fish like this can get tangled up in chunky reef really badly. So I know later on in the day, if I see a big grouper, I do not want this to happen. But with a little hogfish, it's easy enough to get him out on one dive. At this point, I switched to a conventional setup with a single wrap. Using a shorter shooting line should allow the fish less space to hit the reef. Stoning that yellow jack gave me just the confidence I needed for the rest of the day.
Dude, what a shot. What a shot.
Stoned. What you got, Danny?
Yellow jack. My favorite sashimi and ceviche fish. We charged through a bit of weather, searching for deeper water and bigger fish. We get to the spot, we've never dove it before, but the visibility is incredible, and it's loaded with life. I see Nick pull the trigger on this nice rainbow runner, so I go down, investigate the shot, see if it brought in any other fish. I did a little double take because I saw a nice black grouper hanging out over that deep ledge. I go down again just to look around. In this case, shooting that rainbow brought in a couple of big sharks.
I didn't see. A couple big sharks. Nasty looking sharks.
As I'm on my next dive, I'm approaching a group of snappers, just trying to sink down into their direction when I notice that nice black grouper. And that was not a smart shot to take. I had reached the end of my float line and just absolutely Hail Married it. So coming up from a 90-foot dive is never easy, but thankfully I had Tom and Nick watching super close this entire day.
Float line stopped me, but yeah, it was a grouper, not the big one up.
Back on the bottom, sitting on a rock at 85 feet, and this beautiful Cerro mackerel comes in. Not sure how I missed that one. But if you look towards the bottom right corner of the screen right here, there's another grouper sitting under that ledge. Again, perfect buddy diving with Nick, and you will see soon how this can save your life.
Cerro just whiffed the shot. Cerro?
I breathe up and do another nice blind drop, and little did I know this would be the dive that changes my life. I take a random glance and there is a giant black grouper swimming next to that cave. Instead of chasing it like the last one, I decide to go straight to the bottom, pretend like I never saw it. I thought I was gonna stone it for sure, but this thing went absolutely ballistic on the reef. Within seconds, he rocked up, and now I have a nightmare scenario. A million thoughts are running through my head, but first I need to get some air. Here we have Nick's point of view. As you can see, he was right there watching me. Perfect safety. He knew that was a deeper dive, so wanted to make sure I get back safe. And Tom's doing the right thing, going down, see if he can put some pressure on that fish. Nick and I caught up at a later date and discussed what we were thinking throughout all these moments.
When he came up, he definitely seemed like, oh man, it's tough. But I did a next dive to go check it out. I didn't hear him say big grouper, so I expected something smaller that I could grab. And I didn't have a watch either, so I didn't know the depth. I thought it was like 85 feet. So I went down, started unwrapping it from the rocks a little bit, and pulled it over one rock, pulled it over another under in the cave, and then I got the shaft and I started pulling on it. And then as soon as I did that, the grouper still has so much power. Just pulled me straight back into it and around. I was not ready for all that. As soon as I started pulling, I started trying to fight a little more, and I thought I felt my hand getting like wrapped. So at that point, I'm like, nah. So I just ended up letting go. I didn't want to take any chances, and I went up. Figured we can do a couple more dives, but at that point, I figured like we got a chance of getting this. Danny, like, if you go down, like you should be able to pull straight out. He's down there, but he saw the whole thing too, right above me.
That part was crazy. Like, once I saw Nick actually get down to the fish's level, I could see, because I dove like halfway down to manage the line. So whenever your buddy's down, you know, in deep water trying to retrieve a fish, you should be keeping the line tight so that it doesn't get in the way or doesn't wrap up on him.
That's huge. Good time. Woo! You got him out a little bit. Holy shit.
See the full size and power of it. At this point, trying to breathe up, just couldn't relax. Tom actually offered to grab the line. It was like, yo, just disconnect completely, relax, and get ready for the dive. When I first saw the grouper rock up, I thought there was a big chance we would go home empty-handed. But I remember after that first shot, and I got back to the surface, Nick saw my concern, and he was like, don't worry, man, we're gonna get him. So now that I have the recovery dive in front of me, I'm just telling myself, you're gonna get him, and I'm visualizing going down and pulling out the fish. It's now or never. Make the dive. Just try to stay as close as I can to the line to conserve energy. In my head, I know if I can get him on this drop, I don't have to come back down here. So I'm committed, and I send it all the way to the bottom. It's hard to see due to the big cloud of dust, but I'm able to reach my hand in, grab the shaft, and at first pull, it just felt like it was caught on something. At this depth, I'm already pretty gassed, but I just want to get this fish out and go up. And with that hard yank, I finally see what a monster this really was. It's hard to even put into words how I felt in this moment, because not only am I down 90 plus feet holding my breath, but I also have the fish of a lifetime in my hands, something I've been waiting for 3 years. And you gotta love it when your dive buddy's just as stoked as you are. But as you can still see, there was a ways to go to the surface, and I was booking it for air.
You okay? You okay? Breathe. Breathe. Bad fish.
Alright, boys. Let's get the f out of here.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Dude.
Get the fuck out of here. Thanks, boys. Thank you. That's a black. Holy.
That would be fun. After that video.
That's the fucking thing.
It's all starting to process. Just got my dream fish, something I've only seen a few times and had chances on, but never been able to land a good shot in one. To retrieve it at that depth was just insane. And I got to the surface and just felt this crazy like tingling through my body and being so hypoxic. And then in addition to that, like this insane rush of dopamine and euphoria from like achieving one of my biggest goals. And then I looked at my watch and it said like 99.7. I was like 99.7 feet because Nick thought it was like 85 because he had no watch.
99.7 feet.
Is that what it was down there? What? 99 feet.
I see it, Danny. Holy moly! That thing's huge! Stay, Mako, stay in. Holy crap! That thing's huge!
It's in proper black.
That's like bigger than your torso. That
I've been
thing
waiting
is.
for this fish. Oh, I missed a few of them. Bro,
Wow.
when he I got to the bottom. Actually, I saw him on my way to the bottom. I just ignored him. I was like, I'm gonna just go straight to the bottom. I went to the bottom, I look over the cliff, and he's sitting there staring me in the face. I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
And then I just blasted him, and I thought he was gonna be stoned, but he went insane. Like, I couldn't stop him from rocking up.
Oh yeah.
Where did you enter?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like there or there, I don't know.
Wow.
Everyone wants that photo with a big fish or in a barrel or at the top of a mountain, but it's all the time that goes into it that makes these things so special. This fish represented perfect execution from my dive buddies. It represented the time spent training and diving, and I learned from all those mistakes on the groupers I missed in the past. It was a mental battle on that recovery dive, fighting the voices in my head telling me I was gonna lose it. And while that dive pushed it a little too far, it was just right at the edge of my capabilities, and I wouldn't have done it, but I had dive buddies that I could trust with my life. Of course, had to immortalize it with a print. Thank you, Kayla. And then I scraped off every inch of meat. I grew up fishing on lakes in Michigan, so I really take my time with these big fish. Even a small piece I miss would be the equivalent of an entire perch fillet. And spearing a big grouper just felt different than something like a wahoo. This fish was probably over 10 years old, so I just want to make the most of it and respect it as much as possible.
Do not forget the ribs.
Cheek meat, big collars, incredible fillets, and a tail as a trophy. I tried to commit to eating the entire fish without freezing it, so I was having grouper for multiple meals a day. Then prep the frame, collars, and fillets for a big fish feast.
Like a fork on this or something so we can actually eat it properly.
Yeah, we need some for YouTube. That's the big one.
Danny Chang spearfishing.
Oh yeah.
You shooting it?